Hi everyone, it's me, Leigh, with Victorian Dreams by Leigh. I have a cough drop in my mouth because I'm still fighting that little bit of a sinus head cold I had. So this project tutorial is a box. I showed you 3 boxes that I made. I'll show you again. This is 7 1/4 by 7 1/4, and this one. And let me make sure that my autofocus is turned off. Now it won't jump around. And this one right here. Okay, so that's the inside, but I'm going to change it up a little. That's the inside. So I made 5 or 6 of these. They're over there, I need to count, but I changed it the size. So this is 8 by 8. So here is the difference in size. I don't know how much you can tell. It's quite a bit bigger, but this is the largest that I could figure out, or my husband helped, to be able to use a 12 by 12 sheet of paper without having to splice papers together. So this is my concept. The original box is not my idea. There's a lady that comes and posts at midnight, and she lives in the UK, and she did a 4 by 4 a few years ago, and I'll get her link and add it down below. So my thought process with this is pins and stamps. And then I make a lot of Anna Griffin cards. Now these are not my cards. I need to make some. These are actually gifted to me. I had over 50 gifted to me from Anna Griffin Facebook group. And when it's your birthday, and my birthday was in February, they mail them at the beginning of the month, or they mail them in February. So I got over 50. So they're beautiful. And what I like is the envelope fits in here too. And you know, I make so many cards at Christmas that I'm going to start making the boxes, and then I can present. Isn't that beautiful? And getting these cards tells me, oh, I should have bought that stamp, or oh, the Anna Griffin Impress does better than the Gemini, or oh, so that paper, and it just tells you, oh, I should have bought more of this or that, or oh, I have that. But and then it gives you such ideas and everything. So it's so loving to get these. So the group is called Friends with, oh gosh, it's FWLAG, and I forget what it means now. Facebook. I'll put the link below. Anyway, I wanted cards because we all make 5 by 7 cards. So I said 5 by 7, and then the envelope is a little bit bigger. I want to make something that holds it all, so that when I send my mom a box of cards, she's presented with something like this, with feet on the bottom too, and it has a tie. I did tell you I would give you the instructions for this. At the end of the video, I will show you the instructions with the sizes, so that you can make this one or the one I'm fixing to show you. I am going to go, see, here is where we said, okay, this is where we need to start. This is where we need to back up and score. Okay, so this is what you need to know and have and take a screenshot of. Okay, chipboard size. It's an 8 by 8 box. It holds 5 by 7 cards and pencil holder. You need 2 12 by 12 chipboards. You need 5 12 by 12 papers, all matching if you want it to all match, but you're going to need 5 12 by 12s. You need some feet if you want to put feet, and you need 2 pieces 12 inches each of lace or ribbon to tie it. And then we'll go over everything you need. I wrote exactly what you need so you don't waste any paper and everything. Okay, so we'll go by that. So I have everything prepped. This is the leftover amount of paper you get after making the box. Okay. So I have my feet. I already have some flat backs for my feet. So don't let me forget. If I forget, we're just going to glue those on the bottom. Okay. So here's my 12 by 12 that we make the box. These 2 pieces are 10 by 12 that we wrap the chipboard. This is the piece that is 7 3/4 by 12 that we put inside the cover. This piece right here inside. Okay. This piece is 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. That's the back side. For the inside of the box down in here. Okay. Are 2 pieces of ribbon, and I've already prepped so much. This is 8 by 1 3/4 chipboard. This is 7 3/4 by 1 5/8 the divider, and actually we needed 5 of these, the divider and then the walls, and I've already covered 3 of them to save time and cut the paper to save the time. This is the divider, this is the side of the wall, so you need 5 at 7 3/4 by 1 5/8. Okay, this is the paper to cover the divider. This is the 2 8 by 8s chipboard. So let's get ready, and we will do, I guess, cover the chipboard first. So let's get our 2 sheets of paper that are I'm going to try to follow my directions so that you can follow it along. 10 by 12. So it's 10 wide by 12 long. And let's put some tape on here. You know, I leave that right there so that it doesn't shine, but I think I'm going to have to move it, and hopefully that won't bother you too much because I'm going to need the space today. And let's see how fast we can get this going. I know there's other ladies making boxes and everything too, but the lady that got this, she makes purses and boxes, and what she does is deconstruct stuff that she buys like I do, and then take some measurements to make them work for herself. So I put score tape here, and you always want to burnish down. If I don't tell you, remember to do that. And also I am going to use the dry clear art glitter glue for this project, and I'll try to be as fast as I can. You can speed up in areas that you don't need to follow along, or if you know how to do this, there's the measurements. But if you're new, you can pause and on and on. So I put the tape where it is up against this board I've showed you before, where the tape starts at the 6, and let's make our directions go the right direction. This is the most important thing I can tell you, is make sure that your papers are all the same direction. Okay, so let me check again. Okay, that's how this is going to work for you. Okay, Let me add just a little bit of glue. You don't need much. The art glitter glue is wonderful, and they can mail it now. I'm going to have to look again because I put the glue down and I forgot. I know. Let's see. Okay. So what I do is I put it up against that. It's as straight as we can be. Okay. Okay. We're done with that for now. Then we're going to wrap this just like if it was an album. Okay. So the spine is already prepped. So in our neighborhood, I have card night once a month with all the ladies, and there's about 15 of us. Not 15 shows up every time, usually maybe 9 to 10, depending on who's traveling, because all these ladies are all retired. They're much older than me. I'm only 29 and holding. Gosh, how many years have I been holding? Anyway, I forgot to do something I like, because this is 10, I'm only going to have an inch, so I'm going to come in an inch, because I don't want to make a mistake. I'm going to come in an inch, and I'm going to make a pencil mark so that I know where to put. I know, isn't this side so pretty? And you're like, you're covering up a beautiful side. Let me add just a little bit more glue because it's dried a little bit. I don't need to add a lot. Okay. Let's line that right up and make it straight. And we're lining it up right on the seam of the papers. Okay. So there we go. But anyway, so now we're getting the 8x8 ready to prep and put on. But we play cards, and at Christmas I make Anna Griffin cards, and I gift them to them. I gift them to my mom all year long. And see why I use glue and this. So this year I want to up my game, since now I'm living here full time and I was only weekending. And I want to present them with their cards in this box. So I'm going to try to make 15 throughout the year, maybe 3 a month, and try to get it done so that I can not worry about it when it gets closer. But I'm going to just go ahead and snap that off. I don't want it to be lumpy. But these boxes would be so sweet to make as a swap. And it's not hard. And once you've made one, it really becomes quite easy. I'm glad I have this fine tip. It doesn't make me overuse. Okay, so now the 8x8, you're going to get your spacer of 2 chipboards put together, 1 1/8, and try to line that up on the line. I'm so bad at this part. Just want it to be straight as possible. And you don't have a lot of space here. But the direction of the paper only gives you so much space, and you need all the extra paper to wrap those walls and the divider. So you have to really follow the directions on this one pretty closely. Okay, now let's prep this one, and just watch the direction of your paper, direction of your paper. I can't say that enough. Now if you use solid cardstock and then decorate it with the doily like I had showed, where you could decorate it with doilies and flowers, or you may want it to have different patterns and all, but when you open that box, and then I save those little packets of moist things, it just looks so professional. Now right after this, I'm going to stay right with my notes and try to stay with my notes so much, because if you forget a step like adding the ribbon, it's a pain in the butt. You have to take your hot glue gun and release the glue, heat it up, release the glue, stick your pokey Tim Holtz tool right here that I keep using, and stick your lace or trim in there, and hopefully it gets a good grab. And so, okay, now we do the 8x8 on this side, and we want it to line up. Stay on that line. That line helps me. Okay. Now you say you could cut this off an inch, but this one is going to go over here, and it covers here, and the box goes on top. I don't put extra paper right through here because I don't want to waste and don't have it. And this one, I fold it over. It gives it a good one. Okay, so we're done with that. We're going to make sure we're doing a good job with our bone folder. I feel like I need to rush, but I think I'm going to just calm down and enjoy the process. Like I said at the beginning of the year, I'm just going to enjoy the process of crafting and enjoy the process of being able to craft. So y'all just put it on speed 2 or fast forward with your finger, because I'm going to enjoy my process. I'm going to enjoy that I have time right now. I like to take my bone folder edge and just prep the paper. This paper needs to be heavier cardstock than thin paper. It just works better. You can use the thinner stuff, but it just doesn't work as well. Also, I wanted to show you, remember when I went to Tuesday Mornings and they had the paper pads for $3.99, and I bought like 4 of this one for $3.99? Well, the good thing about this is this has, see, on the back would be the perfect one. They have 3 of each, but I got 4 of these, and I only need 5. So with one paper pad, I can make, look at that butterfly one. Yes, I'm going to have to make one with a butterfly. But with the paper pad, that one's pretty too. So I can make quite a few boxes, because some of these papers, when you go to a scrapbook store, they're $1 each. That's so expensive. And when you go to Hobby Lobby, they don't have the single sheets that's thick enough. You can use the thin ones if you're a seasoned paper crafter. Okay, so now let's prep our paper. Okay, so I'm going to use the same thing, this right here, my spacer, and I'm going to make my lines to tell me where to cut my corners so that my corners turn out nicely. I know a lot of y'all have already done this step and you're already further along, and that's great. I go ahead and pre-cut. I don't know why. I think I like to have my tape go where I think it belongs. And see how I cut it like that. You know, you could cut it further out, but if I go further out, I may mess up and cut too much. So I would rather cut right at an angle and come straight up. Plus this is flapping over, and that is going to be the bottom. So I go straight up, I cut where I had put that line, and then this one curve. I'm hoping I can get through this. Let me get a cough drop. I don't have a lot of time to make videos, so I'm trying to sneak this one in. So hopefully my coughing is not irritating some people. Save this piece of paper. When you fold it up and you've made a mistake, you take that piece of paper and you stick it right there. Then you fold up your corners if your corners don't match up. Okay? So always just have that until after you've wrapped. Okay? So now, let's put our tape down. I've already put the tape here and burnished. We're going to put our tape here. I have a little tickle in my throat. And this all started because of just the sinuses, but just enough coughing has irritated my throat. So just follow me along here. I'm just putting tape everywhere on the sides. I wish I could have prepped more for you, but it is what it is. It's a project, isn't it? I love all the beautiful comments that I'm getting from everyone on my videos. That's really sweet. My nails are clean. Trust me, I clean my nails before every video. But I was using ink, and some of the ink is not wanting to come off, so my nails look a little ratchet. And I don't get my nails done. I would rather I'm glad I used glue, because I should have put the tape to this edge, but I used glue, so it's okay. I would rather buy paper than get my nails done. And this tape I got from Tuesday Mornings. Have the door open to my craft room. It's such a beautiful day. Okay. I've already done those, so I'm going to do these. Okay. Start taking tape off everywhere so we can start getting this done. This is the longest part. It's just this darn part right here. I am going to make these as keepsakes for babies too. You know, you make a baby album, and then you make a box where they can put their tooth that they lost, their first haircut trimming when they get a haircut, the baby bracelet from the hospital, their first pacifier, You know, you could even keep their birth certificate. I don't know. But all their baby stuff for their first few years. And then if you really like it, the parents may say, make me a couple, and every time you wash the kids' clothes when they're little, you know how you can clean out their pockets, and then you can have filling up with what was in their pockets as they grew up in a keepsake box. And you could do, you know, kid pattern paper and everything, which would be really cute. Okay. All right. I didn't even soften my paper, which I probably should have done before I did the tape, because you know me, I'm worried about taking too long, but that's okay. Scoring that really helps it. Okay. Okay. So now let's get the glue. And I do use glue and tape on my albums and boxes. And see, I'm glad that I can add that glue right there where I would have missed it. But it's not the end of the world, because it's going to have stuff on top of it. You know, more paper and stuff. And the thin tip that you buy is the best investment. You're not wasting a lot of glue. Okay. See, it wants to kind of crack on me because I didn't, I wasn't gentle. I don't want that to have a bubble. Thank goodness it worked out. Ooh, I thought I was going to have a bubble there, but I didn't. Next time, work your paper a little gentlier and a little bit longer, because I was kind of forcing it and I got lucky that it laid there. Okay. This one, I'm going to actually move it a little more. Okay. See, that's all you had to do is just move it just a couple of times more, because it was still so stiff that it didn't want to lay proper. I can see out of the corner of my eye how many boxes I've made. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on my 8th one, I even make a mistake. I start in the middle and work my way out. Oh, there is a bubble there. And let me work it out with the bone folder. Thank goodness the paper is going to cover it up, and I was able to smooth it out. I don't know why today it's a different day. Let's do the corner. All I do is push it down to hug. Just push it straight down. Just push it straight down. So you kind of just push it and put your fingernail and push it against the board. Okay, so where are we on the camera? We are just going to kind of just push it, make the crease, okay, and just push it straight down. Okay. Come on, paper. You want to work with me. Okay. Me and my mom have fetishes. Fetishes? Is that the right word? Where we're in love. We're both in love with China. We're both in love with boxes, clocks, dolls. Okay, now if this didn't have a nice fold, this is when you would take and put that right there so that it would match. Now it doesn't need to be that big. I would cut it to a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. If that, you know, but my corners are working, so I'm good. But there's a lot of ways to hide paper mistakes. And then once it's covered up, no one needs to know that it's there. Come on, paper. See, the paper is wanting to work this way because that's how it's made, the grain. But against the grain, it was wanting to struggle. In my craft room, we've had a lot of rain, but in my craft room, I have to keep a heater on so that my paper doesn't warp. And I don't, you know, so, and I'm in here every day. Well, I'm not actually, but Johnny, you know, he's over there in the corner when he works. He's not here right now, but he's got one wall that's his office set up for his computers. He's got 4 computers. He works on them all at the same time, and he keeps the heaters on because he'll get here and he'll be out here past midnight, and 6 a.m. he's back in here working before he goes to the job sites. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to go ahead and gently, and I'm going to go ahead and gently. So it could be like an album, but it's not. Okay, so this is the top direction. So I'm going to just put an arrow there so I know. The box would go here. So we have to add the ribbon now. You can't do the paper on top. Uh-oh. This may have to be a 2-parter. This is 8. So I'm going to go in at 4 inches and make a little tick mark. I like to use tape and glue, and I'm going to put tape right there. I have Axel today. He takes a nap from 1 to 4, so I'm hoping that he'll go back down because he should be sleeping a little bit longer. If not, we'll make 2 videos. So I glued it too, and I see my tick mark right there. Okay. Make sure I get the glue. I'm going to just finish this one section up. He hasn't been feeling well either, so it might be that he just woke up. But I think he's going to go back to sleep. 99% of the time he does. I have a baby monitor because my studio is 20 feet from my house, and it's all connected with a walkway. Johnny made a walkway. It's all connected. This is the temporary studio. The real one we're not going to start until after Kyle gets married. Okay, so thank goodness we remembered to add that lace. That's a very important step. So I got to turn it this way, and we are going to cover this. See, I think he's going to sleep. He's getting quiet. So we're going to cover it like this, okay? Yeah. I think he's going back to sleep. He's very easy. He only takes one nap a day, and I've trained him to have lunch at noon and nap from 1. Oop, he's staying up. I'm going to put this down and go get him, and we're going to make part 2s. So I'm putting glue everywhere on this. There's already tape that is on the oh, he's up. I think this is the most I've ever heard him cry. He's not really crying. Can y'all hear him? So let's make sure the direction of the paper is the same. Yes and yes. And I'm going to cover. Does it look about equal? Yes. I always hold it to get all the air out. So you see I dropped that paper last because I held it to get the air out. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to upload both videos at the same time. So 1 and 2 will be uploaded right after each other, but I'm going to stop here and go kiss on that baby and then come back and finish this, and you will never know that there were any waiting, and it'll be tonight. So next we're going to score and put the box right here, and I'll score it for you, and the longest hardest part is right here and all. So okay, bye bye, part 1.